to Stories Podcast. I'm your host, Amanda Weldin. Today's story is called Animal Jam, an adaptation of an Aesop's fable written for you by Daniel Hinds. Thanks! Enjoy the episode. Animal Jam. Once upon a time, on a nice, sunny afternoon, a musician brought his guitar into the forest. His name was Dylan, and he loved to play among the trees and the bird song and the happy buzz of the insects. He'd hike down a trail until he found a nice sunny rock, and then he'd make himself comfortable, guitar on his lap. It was his special time for peace and a little relaxation. "What kind of song are you in the mood for today?" he'd ask the forest, and then he'd listen closely. If the wind blew, then he'd play a breezy song. If it was overcast and rainy, he'd play something in a minor key, slow and sad. When the sun was shining bright, he'd play something fast and lively, and that day, the sun beamed down on the cheerful singer in a golden ray. "Ah, something happy then," Dylan said, and then he began to strum. His fingers bounced over the strings and the music rang out, sunny as the day itself. It echoed through the trees and rolled down the ravines and billowed over boulders. The guitar rang through the forest, and soon enough, Dylan found that he had attracted an audience. "Wow, play another one," said a great gray wolf, slipping from the shadows of the trees. "I love that music." The musician froze, his last notes still ringing in the open air. His mouth opened to speak and didn't. He just sat there for a moment, lips parted in stunned surprise. "Oh, what's the matter?" asked the wolf. You need some help?" "Help?" Dylan asked, gulping. The wolf was shaggy and monstrous, his mouth full of moon-white fangs. He could swallow Dylan in one bite if he wanted. "Well, yeah, help," the wolf said. "I'm a pretty good musician myself. Seems like you're out here recruiting for your band, right? Well, I've always wanted to be a rock star. You won't find someone better than me anywhere in the forest. And I wouldn't suggest looking, you know what I mean?" he added with a toothy sneer. Dylan's mind whirled. He didn't want a band, and he certainly didn't want one with a terrifying giant wolf, but he also realized upsetting that same giant wolf would be a very bad idea. Well, sure, you can join the band," he said finally, striking on an idea. "But you have to audition, of course." "Oh, an audition?" asked the wolf. "All right, what do I have to do?" "Well, what I need is a drummer," Dylan said. "You take these sticks here and you start banging on all these rocks and logs. You just go as loud and as long as you can. If you do a good job, you're in the band, baby." "Woo!" the wolf howled, and he grabbed the sticks. "Let's jam!" He began to drum on the rocks and logs and his own hairy feet. It wasn't particularly musical, but it was certainly loud, and Dylan was able to use it as a distraction to sneak away. He ran through the forest, clutching his guitar to his chest like a protective parent. He didn't stop running until the sounds of the wolf drumming were lost in the distance. "That was a close one," he said. "I thought I was going to have to choose between having a bad band or being a bad meal." He found a cozy stump and settled himself, shaking out his jitters. Soon, his guitar was back in his lap, the sweet music drifting through the forest. It was a placid tone, peaceful and gentle, to help calm Dylan's own frayed nerves. Unfortunately, it was the bear's favorite kind of music.
"Oh, hey there,"
she said, somersaulting out of the forest like a burly brown boulder.
"Oh, I heard you playing music."
Dylan replied, barely believing his morning. First a wolf, and now the biggest bear he'd ever seen. The animal's paws were each as big as frying pans, and her mouth could swallow a ham whole.
"I've always wanted to be in a band,"
the bear said.
"I can see it now, touring the country, performing for crowds, my name in lights."
She motioned broadly.
B-E-A-R. Bear.
That's a dream, all right, Dylan said. Personally, he liked playing music just for himself and his friends, but he wasn't about to say that to this furry giant.
"So, can I join your band? Or am I going to be disappointed?"
the bear said, rubbing her belly.
"Keep in mind, I get hungry when I'm disappointed."
Dylan gulped. "Well, what do you play?"
"I play the babooms,"
she said. The babooms? Dylan said. Of course, the babooms. Well, you'll have to audition first."
Of course, said the bear. "Auditioning like a real band. I'm making the big time now."
"That's right," Dylan said. "So turn around and give it your best shot. Make sure it's long and loud so I have plenty to judge you by."
"Okay, here we go,"
said the bear. Then she bellowed.
Ba-boom, 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 ba-ba-boom, ba-boom, ba-boom, ba-boom. Oh, ba-boom, 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 ba-ba-boom, ba-ba-boom, ba-boom, ba-boom.
Dylan crept away as the bear boomed her bass, filling the forest like a girthy earthquake. As soon as he was away, Dylan sprinted until his lungs heaved and his legs burned. He sprinted until he couldn't hear the bear at all, and then he sprinted a little further just to be safe. Finally, Dylan fell on a log, panting for breath and clutching at a stitch in his side. He made sure his guitar was safe, pulling free a few leaves, and then sat back, resting. He considered calling it a day and leaving the woods, but he was too stubborn. For years, he had been coming and playing here, and he had never once had any trouble with the animals. He couldn't let one bad day get to him. "I'll play a song once more through," he said to himself, "but this time I'll play it quietly." He took his guitar up gently, like it was made of glass, and ran his fingers over the strings, barely a spider's touch. "Wow! Oh my gosh, are you starting a band? Can I be a part of your band? I'd really like to be in a band. Hello! said a fox, prancing out of the forest. "I'm an amazing musician. All myself says so." Dylan struck a sour chord and groaned. "Again?" he thought. "So what do you think? Do you need another player or maybe a lead? Because I don't know, I think I could be the lead. I think I have it in me, it's maybe my destiny or something. What do you think? What do you think?" the fox said, tail twitching. "Okay then," the musician said, resigned to his day. "What do you play then?" "So I play these whistles, or it's kind of like a flute thing. It's whistle flute," said the fox, pulling out a wooden tube and some grass. "I play it so well that everyone loves it. I used to play for my parents. I'd play all day and all night and most of the afternoon too. Just whistle, whistle, flute, flute, whistle, flute. And they'd say, 'Hey, can you maybe whistle flute somewhere else?' And I'd say, 'Where? On a stage?' And they said, 'Yes, anywhere but here.' So I'm trying to find a band to join because they're just so supportive of me and my whistling / fluting. And I just know that I'm going to be the lead in a band and everyone is going to love it. Okay?" "Okay," Dylan said. "Well, you'll have to audition, so let's hear what you got." Dylan sat back, waiting for the fox to play. She raised her instrument to her mouth, but before she could blow, the great shaggy wolf burst out of the trees. He had his drumsticks in his paws and an angry snarl on his face. "Hey, what's the big idea?" he growled. "I thought I was the one joining your band, and now you're auditioning this fox? What is a fox anyway but a little orange wolf?
Not as good as the real thing.
Okay, but what is a wolf but a big lousy fox? Get lost. I'm in the band now, and we're gonna be called the Whistle Bunch. No, wait, the Foxtrots. Or the Foxy Whistlers, Foxy Flautists? I don't know. But it's my band.
No, we're the big bad wolf and his little pigs,
said the wolf.
No!
Roared the bear, tumbling from the trees.
We're the Paw Pals.
Who's this? Asked the wolf. Oh, are you another, wannabe? Said the fox.
Oh, stop!
Roared Dylan, loud as he could to be heard over the growls and barks.
Just stop!
The animals all turned to look at him now, their faces angry. The wolf's teeth gleamed huge, the bear's muzzle as big as a cave, and even the fox had a row of gleaming needles.
So, you had us all audition?
Said the wolf, a hungry look seeping into his eyes.
Whoa, which one made the band? Yeah,
rumbled the bear, rubbing her ample belly.
Who is it?
Stuttered Dylan.
Oh my God, just tell us who it is,
said the fox.
It's all of you. Yes, it's all of you. You all made the band.
What? They all asked together.
Introducing Wolf on percussion. Oh, wow, thanks,
said the wolf. And next we have Bear on bass.
Oh, I'm deeply honored. You get it? Deeply? Because of the bass?
And last but never least, we have Fox on the whistle/flute. Oh my gosh, okay. I'm the most amazing whistler/flautist, and you're all so lucky to have me. I know, I'm finally fulfilling my Whistle Star destiny. This is gonna be amazing. Okay, now there's only one last thing you all have to do.
Oh, all right, what's that?
Asked the wolf. You just have to audition one more time, but all together this time. Are you ready?
Ready!
They said together. Jam! Dylan said, and threw up his arms. The wolf started pounding, and the bear started ba-booming, and the fox let loose some whistles, and together they started to play. Pretty quickly, they found their groove, jamming hard with their eyes closed and paws flying. As soon as that happened, Dylan's feet were flying too, flying across the forest floor, running home just as fast as he could. He had survived the auditions, but he was pretty sure a bad review would mean he was dinner, so he thought it was more sensible to just find a new place to play. And you know what? The animals didn't mind. They played together all that day and every day after, and if you walk into the right woods at the right time, you may still hear them playing. Their wild music, bang, ba-boom, whistling through the forest. And with the right audition, they may even let you join. The end. Thanks for listening.